Okay, is there any additional discussion from the floor?
I have some additional things to discuss. I'm speaking on behalf of the Citizens Committee tonight, so if we could...
Do you want to pull that mic up so we can hear?
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So I feel that the citizens of Spring Lake Park have been kind of wronged in terms of some open meeting violations that have been occurring in the city. I've tried to resolve this one-on-one with the administrator, and I don't feel like we've had any resolution to this as the offenses continue as of last week. I attended the Liquor Commission meeting, which, as far as I can tell and as far as I've been able to gather, was not posted last Monday, September 24th. It's scheduled to be on the last Wednesday of the month, and it wasn't posted for either day. I've asked for copies of the posting. That's not been available. Bill was there, Councilmember Nash was there, Mayor Hansen was there, Assistant Administrator Buchholz was there, Barbara Nelson was there. I believe the managers of the liquor store were there as well, in addition to Terry and Barry as well too. At the meeting, no public packet was provided. We had no access to information at that time. I asked during the meeting if there was one available. I was told there was not. So I wrote a letter to the city administrator. I CC'd the mayor, and I carbon copied the State Department of Administration on this. And I wrote that Administrator Nelson and Mayor Hansen, I have become increasingly frustrated with the lack of transparency during open meetings held by the City of Spring Lake Park. During the August City Council meeting, the City Inspector's report information was handed out to council members but not provided to the public. When I explained to you, Administrator Nelson, that this information is required by law to be accessible to the public at the time of the meeting, not afterward, you rebuked my complaint and said that it was not required and that you had reviewed the statute. I attended the Liquor Commission meeting on September 24th, 2012, and again, besides there not being adequate seating in the room for all attendees, there was no public copy of information provided to members, such as an agenda, the quote information from and the bids available, the financial information from the liquor store. No information was provided. And any information regarding the mold remediation. We have been asking for all meeting and packet information provided to members of the meetings to be available to the public since January 2012. Once again, I point to you the Minnesota State Statute 13D02 Subdivision 6, public copy of members' materials. In any meeting under which subdivisions 1, 2, 4, and 5 of Section 23D02 must be open to the public, and at least one copy of any printed materials relating to the agenda items of the meeting prepared or distributed by or at the direction of the governing body or its employees, and distributed at the meeting to all members of the governing body, or distributed before the meeting to all members, or available in the meeting room to all members, shall be made available in the meeting room for inspection by the public while the governing body considers their subject matter. I'm also aware that you have received other complaints regarding this lack of information being made available to the public. I know one of the requests was that there was a request made in July for all the information regarding the people who applied for the administrator position. We were told that that information would have to be redacted and would take some time to produce. We're in October now, and there's been no movement on that at all. I received a response from from Administrator Nelson, and this is really the part that bothers me the most. She doesn't even acknowledge that there was anything wrong. She just says, I did not know you were planning to attend the meeting, and my paraphrasing is like, we have to tell the city when we're going to attend a public meeting to get information. In the 33 years I have worked here, no one has ever attended or inquired about attending a Liquor Commission meeting. If the mayor knew, she did not advise me. If I had known, I would have moved the meeting to any other location so that there was adequate room, and I would have provided a public packet for your review at the meeting. In addition, since you have been requesting copies of data to be available, we have for several months been providing a copy of the council packet on the website and in the council chambers. So I said, all right, that's fine. Can I get a copy of the public packet? She apparently, I guess the mayor had told Dan to provide a packet for us. I came in on Friday. I reviewed that packet. That packet is incomplete. The liquor store funds information has been extracted from the packet and not been made available to the public. So I'd like an answer as to why this behavior is acceptable, why meeting information held at a public meeting is not being made available to the public, even when data requests are being made and the law is supposed to be being followed at that point.
The liquor commission meetings, aren't they, it's like a commission, so they're automatic? I don't know, I don't have any knowledge on it.
No, they're public meetings. My suggestion is you wait until Barbara's back to answer whatever questions this gentleman might have. It's a little unfair for
us to
or
comment
virtually
on.
impossible, I guess, for anyone else to answer.
So, if you mind, I would like to know, Dan, were you instructed not to include that information since the packet was not complete? Were you instructed to make it incomplete?
Mayor, members, and Mr. Sin, I was under the impression that some of the financial data that was in that packet was trade information and would be classified as non-public. So I took the conservative approach in reviewing that, and after the meeting I'll visit with the city attorney about that a little bit further, and after getting his advice on that, then I'll release what he determines that as appropriate.
Was there going to be any attempt to indicate that the packet was not complete to me? Because the packet provided at City Hall, it doesn't have anything redacted out of it. It's just not included. They're missing. It isn't blacked over. So, I mean, that seems to be a little different than how you would normally provide redacted data if it's private data.
It seems to me that if that's, what did you say it was, sale?
Trade data.
Trade, you'd have to redact the whole thing, the way it's set up.
Well,
So it just wasn't put in there.
I certainly can provide a completely blacked out sheet if that would satisfy you.
If you'd like to stipulate what statute you think you're following that allows you to do that. I mean, I'm a little upset that the statute is very clear about this, and I would hope that, I mean, you guys can talk about it afterwards, but it pretty much says if it's not employee social security numbers, you know, or it's not something regarding Department of Corrections where there's personal, or it's not regarding personal safety or public safety issues, it's public information. If it's not, you know, corrections on behavior or disciplinary, it's public. I could ask for anything out of any city department, any financial information, and it would be required to be provided. So here I am looking at a city that has a problem with their liquor store not making money, and this only makes it look a little bit more silly when we can't get the information about what the city liquor store is doing. We have to wait 2 years for the state to release their audit.
Jeff, is that information restricted?
You know, I would have to meet with Dan and Barb and see just what information we're talking about. I think the best we can do tonight is acknowledge that the complaint has been registered. We'll review it, but I don't think it's the point in time here tonight to try to deal with it,
resolve
frankly.
it.
And so my last question is the posting of the meeting. I can't get a copy of, I think it's kind of odd that the posting, the public notice of the meeting ever happening is not available. Is that information supposed to be kept?
The posting of meetings would be data, yes, kept.
So it's not
They
available.
post every commission meeting? I mean, every
Well, that I don't know.
commissioner?
I'd have to.
It's a commission, so it's a little different than a workshop.
I can read you the state statute on notice of meetings.
Oh, I don't want to hear it, thank you.
But it's pretty clear that if you're having a public meeting, the public needs to know about it. The stuff having it on a different day than it's scheduled, not posting it, it's a little baffling to me, and then not being able to get the information out of the meeting.
We will get that information back to you when Barb gets back.
Yeah.
None of us have that knowledge, so
Again, yes,
All right.
unfortunately, Barb isn't here right now.
it's not unfortunate, she's on vacation.
So, and I'll let you guys go after this, but what is a reasonable amount of time to get that posting? Because that posting should be signed and filed with the city.
That's true.
Yeah.
I would like to see the posting before Barb gets back, because otherwise, we've already had enough funny business going on with this. You could print and sign a new posting when she returns. So if these meetings aren't being posted, because I already have had this issue where they're posting meetings inside the door that nobody can get to unless we come here during business hours. Do meetings have to be posted on the outside of the building, on the outside windows or walls, so that we can see
You
them?
can get in that first entrance. Yes,
Not always.
the
no.
the
first
very
entrance.
outside doors are always
And
open.
they're posted on the glass on the inside, so you can always come in and see.
I've been here, I guess, before where they haven't been open, but
But I can't tell you whether or not this meeting was posted.
I-
It has to be
I've,
posted in a magazine or a paper, our paper.
so that's my only concern, and I don't mean to take up all of our evening here, but if we let this go until she returns, we'll never know if it was ever posted or not. I was here last week, it wasn't posted. I came in the night of the meeting, it wasn't posted. I asked for it Friday, nobody could provide it to me.
Well, I don't think she would lie and say it was posted.
She
if
never
it
has
wasn't.
said one way or the other whether it was posted.
No, but I say.
But she also, I believe, told you in the notice that it hasn't been a meeting. When I was on the Liquor Commission, there was never anybody there. I mean, there's never been anybody.
'Cause it's not on the day it's
Now, of course, you
held.
are the person that's interested and you're there, then they'll have to get on that and get it posted.
They
But
should-
I don't know
No.
one way or another. None of us do sitting here.
But it still should be posted. It's an open meeting.
So, and we
Did-
requested notice of the meetings in writing, and we never received a notice of this meeting. We requested a notice, Brent Hodgman, I believe is the gentleman, and he has stopped receiving notices of commission meetings and public meetings.
We don't send them out in writing.
Statute says you have to if somebody requests it.
The request from Mr. Hodgman stated special meetings.
So the Liquor Commission meeting that wasn't on the scheduled day, was that a special meeting?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It just seems like I get the runaround here, and all I'm trying to do is make some transparency in the environment where we're all paying our taxes and we're wondering when the $100,000 worth of liquor store repairs comes in, where are we really sitting on this stuff? So I appreciate the time.
Ryan, that's one of the reasons we're trying to schedule a workshop.
Yep,
Right.
on the 8th and the 10th or whatever, yeah.
Correct.
So thanks a lot for your time and patience.
Thank you, Ryan. And Jeff, you and Dan will meet on?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion from the floor?
Madam Mayor, Council. Kevin Ryan. I